troll bone crushers are only carried by the large trolls, obviously, and they don't spawn quite as often as a lot of other enemies. So there's that. Oh, great. Alright. Yeah, this is going to go badly. Hello everyone, this is your host Professor Reha here with the Grim Dawn run. We'll go ahead and we'll store the stuff really quick because there's only the sword there, the Slithbane that I want to store, and the components. And where are we going to put this Slithbane? That's not where we're going to put the Slithbane. There we go. And I think that's all we really need to store. Oh, we need to store this too. Hold up. There we go. Summon my dinosaur, and off we go. And my dinosaur winds up in prison. Alright. Classic dinosaur. So now we're going to move on to the Blood Grove here, which shouldn't be too difficult because we've got, I believe, decent chaos resistance. Our vitality resistance is a little bit questionable. 43%, so yeah, it's okay, but not the greatest. We can absolutely work with it, though. We're going to go ahead and see about certain quests first. Yeah, Messenger of War. Yeah. Alright. We're going to rescue the witch first. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. And then we'll deal with the ghost in the cave. Alright. And these guys are... There we go. Surprisingly durable. So we'll just pop on over here. Hold on. Are you attacking my dinosaur? I will not stand for this. What the heck are you doing? Alright, there we go. And just some quick... Okay, that just eliminated most of them right off the top. Excellent. Okay. You actually hit me decently hard there. Have some extra stun jacks. Perfect. Alright. And then we're going to go right on ahead and deal with this nonsense. Alright. Excellent. I shouldn't really need my Inquisitor Seal here. These guys are generally going to be weak enough where you're not really going to need to try too hard to eliminate a lot of these enemies unless you do specifically chaos and vitality damage, in which case this might be a bit difficult of an area for you. Or fire. Fire isn't exactly great, but a lot of my damage is concentrated in lightning, so I'm not as concerned. This is actually a pure fight. These guys have been untouched by the Death's Watch, so we're actually going to Inquisitor Seal this one. And we're going to get through this. There we go. He'll just drop dead. We'll go ahead and self-heal here. There we go. Wolfsman's Wrath knocked him over for less damage. Nice. Well, there's a body here we need to kick over. Wait a minute. There's a Black Legion corpse right here. It was underneath my Inquisitor Seal. That's the one. Alright. And off we go. And clear this out. Clear this out. Grab this chest of delight. Beautiful. And that's fantastic. Okay. That's an interesting belt. Not a huge difference here. The poison bleeding resistance versus the elemental. I don't need the elemental, so we're not going to equip that, but it was a fair contest. What about that breastplate? Nope. Shouldn't be too bad. He does cold and vitality, I think, so the vitality will be a little bit of an issue, but I think otherwise we're not really going to have much of a problem here. Do I do... Yeah, we should probably do that. Alright. Oh yeah, we're gonna blast through this fool. Notice that the cold fire isn't really doing anything to me. That's the vitality resistance. It's still only 68, so it's still doing a little bit. I mean, we do have to use a word of renewal there, so... There we go. Very nice. Alright, that lasted way longer than I was expecting. That's not got good enough resistances. That's not the kind of pistol we want. So we move on. Now we're going to go through the Blood Grove and eliminate all of the people we need to eliminate there. Get the shrine. Get the imprisoned farmers. Kill the boss. Go into the rift, probably. Because this is ultimate difficulty, so we'll actually want to be doing Mogdragon's shrine. Alright. Oop. I didn't know there was a hero here. There we go. Excellent. Alright. Clear this out. Clear all this out. And let's see what we've got here. Where are the Black Legion corpses? Where are the farmers? There's the rift. We might as well go in there and take care of that really quick while we're in the area, since it's a bit hard to find. Well, it's not so much hard to find, but it's a bit painy to actually constantly go and seek out. Still have my vitality potion on, so this is actually a really great time to capitalize. Let's see. I forgot to check what the modifier was, which is probably pretty important. There's a hero there. Okay. Whoa. We really don't want to die in here. Poison damage. That's fine. Alright. We should be okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay. Where's that amulet? There it is. That's terrible. Okay. So we'll speak no more of that amulet. Get rid of you. Perfect. Basically, you're just going to be wandering around the Ashen Wastes here until you eventually find the boss, who will be near the piece, which randomly... Well, there's a couple places it spawns, but it's pretty random which one of those places it picks. And I can never remember them, so I just wander around aimlessly until I find it. Now keep in mind, you don't actually have to kill the boss to get the piece. It's separate from him, it's just lying there. Okay, that's that physical damage going on there. Definitely need higher base armor. There's the boss, so that means the piece is going to be around nearby. And the boss is coming a bit earlier than I was hoping for, because holy cow, we've got a lot of people around here. Oh, there's a hero here. This is a problem. We've got a boss and a hero. All right. You do primarily fire damage, though, so that's less concerning. Except you still slap. All right. Oh, good. That's what I needed. Oh, you're freezing me. That's a problem. Let's get rid of you first, actually. Can we do that? Yeah, kind of. I'm about to get my potion. Potion. There we go. Okay, good. So that eliminates the freezing, which is important. I just need to get rid of the Great Maw here. Yeah, we got this. There we go. Okay. Alright, so the piece should be around here somewhere. Unless I'm wrong. And he spawned not next to it. He spawned not next to it. I didn't pick up the quest. Alright. Did I? Hold up. Oh, goodness gracious me. Oh, I did pick up the quest, I just didn't... Okay, he did not spawn near the piece then. Alright, never mind. He does not necessarily spawn near the piece. I thought he always did, because I've always found the next one, but maybe I'm just lucky. Well, now we're over here. Alright, this is going to get very ugly very quickly. Fortunately, we can just shower their minions in meteors. This should be fine. Yeah, we're going to be alright. It'll take a while because Bolvar apparently has excellent resistances, but alright. I mean, if full half my damage is fire damage, which is going to be usually resisted against by Chthonics anyways. There we go. That was an exciting moment. And poison acid resistance. That pierce resistance. Ooh, boy. I mean, my poison acid resistance would be just good, absolutely through the roof. But overall, this is a better choice. My armor goes down, which is going to be a problem a little bit, but... no, I don't need any of those anymore. Now, where the heck am I compared to the... Alright. Here, I think? Anyways. Interesting. Give me that. Thank you. Okay. Black Legion body over here. Some random chthonic things. Teeth, I guess. Just some teeth. It's fine. Random chthonic teeth. Nice. Free seal of binding. Alright. We'll take that. Why is there just 1,200 rocks all in my way? Come on. Actually, they're technically trees, but... You know, same difference. Trees, rocks, they're all the same. It's nature. Obstructive nature. Alright. Alright, there we go. Oh, excuse me? Nice. That was a bit of a weird lag spike, but alright. I'm not even online or anything. But sure, okay. Ooh. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Oh, wait, hold on. Ooh, hey, wait, you're actually alive. Is that the... That is not the farmers. There we go. The last Legion thing we need is over here, so that's going to be nice. Does not seem to be a totem over here, which is a little unfortunate, but that's alright. Nice. Let's run a little faster. Just some manticores, not a huge deal. There we go. The meteors are working harder than the Kimmen's Chosen. My goodness. Very nice. There we go. Yeah, I don't got time for you people. Punks. That was useless. Get. Alright. Definitely no totem. It would have been up over here if there had been. Oh, there they are. Ta-da! I gotta find that rift again. Come on. Thank you. Alright. Gonna go grab... What is this? Excuse me. Lay down. There we go. Perfect. Delicious. Look here. I'm looking at stuff. You get out of here. Hey, I think I have the whole Diggers set. Yeah, I do. Alright, nice. I haven't re-gotten that one in a while. That's good times, good times. No. Why would I even think about that for even a hot second? Alright, so we have that now. So I'm going to have to make some adjustments at some point there. I accidentally pressed the wrong button there. There's the rift again. Thank you. I'm not 100% sure what I just picked up. What did I just pick up? Oh. Alright. Come on. There you go. Oh, come on. There we go. My goodness. Alright, where is the everything? There we go. Now then. Not up there. I'm also just keeping an eye on the minimap looking for the star. Just whacking anything that comes across my way. Ah, here it is. Alright. Thank you. Yeah, the boss didn't spawn anywhere near this place, did he? It was a little south of it, so that means, actually, we should find the rift out of here south. If it holds true. I can't remember if they stay in the same place. Alright. Come on, just survive. There we go. Alright. Should be right down here. Yep, there it is. I could hear it. Alright, that's good. That's all taken care of. So now what we need to do is activate the rift up here. Oops. Take care of this. These lunatics here. There we go. And then we go to the very important... most important rift that you need... the minimum rift you need to get to, I'd say. I'll explain that in a minute. Alright. Okay. Now. Ah, a totem. We'll deal with that in a hot second. I want to talk about rifts. After I kill these guys. Anyways, when you are looking to get a character in Ultimate, through Ultimate, it's down there. I'm going to actually really quickly pop over to this rift really quick. When you're looking to get a character through Ultimate, you want to at least hit this rift. And there are a couple of reasons why. First off, the merchant here, which I want to show you really quick, just in case I haven't shown you before, or just in case you don't know the existence of this merchant. I don't know how new you are, dear viewer. But we're going to make the assumption you don't know. But there is a merchant that sells monster infrequents. And this is fairly important for crafting, because there's some recipes that require specific monster infrequents, and he sells most of the ones you'll need. Not all of them. There are some that he doesn't sell that you'll want for recipes, but most of the ones that you'll need. So you will want to reach him specifically, at the very minimum. These are what he sells. Boom. Yay. And jewelry. which itself, I mean, he also sells the skeleton key recipe, but that's not really important. So you want to at least get to this point at the very least. Now, even more ideally, you get to the necropolis because there's a blacksmith there that can convert your rare, like can convert the blood of Cthon into something else. I can't remember what it is, into another crafting material type thing. But he's not strictly necessary. You can always just grind for those, but those are less difficult to grind for because a broad variety of enemies drop those. Whereas with monster infrequents, in some cases, only specific enemies drop those. For example, while ghosts drop, any ghost can drop a ghost weapon, obviously, it has to be carrying that weapon and in the first place, and you have to be lucky enough for it to drop. So ghost weapons are a bit of a pain in the neck to get to, and you would go down to the Steps of Torment for those if you really needed someone who weren't getting any. The troll bone crushers are only carried by the large trolls, obviously, and they don't spawn quite as often as a lot of other enemies, so there's that. Oh, great. Alright. Yeah, this is going to go badly. Oh, I don't have... Here we go. This is a good solution. I forgot these guys were here. Excellent. Good, good. Anyways, some monster frequents are an absolute nightmare to get, whereas the crafting materials are actually typically, for me at least personally in my experience, a little bit easier to get because a lot more enemies will drop them. For example, any chthonic enemy can drop Blood of Cthon. Or at least, as far as I know, any of them. I don't know if there's certain restrictions, but if not all of them, most chthonic enemies will. Most cultists will have a chance of dropping the Seal of Binding. As another example, most ethereal vanguards have a chance of dropping the ethereal essence. So, you know, in aspects like that, it really... I need the pierce resistance. That can really be quite... It's often, for me personally, a little easier to farm those because I'm more likely to get them, especially at higher levels and on Ultimate, which is where you're going to be at if you're trying to farm ideally anyways. This is actually really nice. It will equip that once we hit 92. That's fine. But just keep that in mind, that sometimes monster infrequents are an absolute nightmare to pick up and actually acquire. That can be quite difficult. More difficult than some of the specific crafting materials, in fact. So... it is also entirely possible that while you're farming for monster infrequent items, you may get the rare crafting materials anyways. But generally speaking, I don't usually have a problem farming for the rarer crafting materials because, in all honesty, I find them a little bit more frequently than a specific type of crafting material. I find, in my personal experience, again. Yours may be different, but for me at least, I find it a little bit easier, and I'll often pick up some pretty incredible monster infrequents while looking for those as well. Not necessarily the monster infrequents I'm looking for at the time, but it is often a lot easier, especially since some of the, most importantly, though, is that some of these, some of the monster infrequents that guy sells, like the Troll Bone Crusher specifically, are required for specific relics, which in turn you build for other relics. And since this character is ideally going to be used to craft things. For example, this is the character I would probably go to for crafting purposes for maybe characters that aren't quite all the way there yet. That's another really interesting metal. Then you would have that whole different viewpoint. You know, you kind of... once you realize that this is going to be your initial crafting character at the very least, that kind of puts a spin on it. Okay. Where you now have to realize that, you know, I have to look at this a little bit differently now because I am looking to do specific things with this character. So, especially if it's your first character, you really want to have access to as much as possible. So for your first character, I would recommend at least getting to the Necropolis. You don't necessarily have to finish the main campaign, as long as you open up the Necropolis, one of the two Necropolis rifts, that's fine. And then other points of interest which I'll touch upon later on, but you will also want to have, at the very least, the Crown Hill Rift open for Malmoth. Again, you don't necessarily have to complete the Malmoth content, but as long as you get to the Crown Hill portion of this deal, actually, technically speaking, you can get away with just having the Steel Cap District open. Technically speaking, because that gives you access to the quests there, free access to the rest of Malmoth in case you're trying to farm specific things, etc. But, that's fine. And then, obviously, on the way, we're opening up Barrowholm and the Coven's Refuge. For the Forgotten Gods content, at the very least, I usually get to Vanguard of the Three because it gives me access to the other half of it, the Tomb of the Eldritch Sun, the rest of the Korvan City, the Basalt Crags, the Lost Oasis, whatever I need, I can access from there. And that's all you really actually require for your ultimate characters, technically speaking. Now, if you want to... I'm going to be continuing on past this rift because I need the experience. This character has died a little bit more often than I would have liked. But at the very least, you don't need to necessarily complete the content necessarily of any of the 3 campaigns in order to have your ultimate character be in a position where they can build stuff for your other characters. That is perfectly fine. Did I just sell the badge I needed? No, we're fine. This is not... That's not what we want. That's not what we want either. The badge we need is very specific. We're not going to keep this belt because we don't need the elemental resistance. I'd rather have the poison acid, even though we're massively overcapped on that, actually. Hold on. Bleeding resistance, overcapped. Are we overcapped on elemental resistance? No. The Steel Resolve and Temper boosts are more important to me than the Fire Strike boosts, so we're going to leave that alone. Don't need that. Don't need that. This helmet, alright, that's fine. We'll keep that around for now. Where is the badge we need isn't here, alright. That's alright. That's not the badge either. This is the badge, 92. Alright. That's all we needed. Okay. Store the rest of this, and then we report on our quests. Actually, we'll report these in now. Okay. Nope. That's right, it's you up here. And this person with the marks. And then we gotta go to Sorrow's Bastion. Also, another interesting point about the... that's right, the lumber mill. Another interesting point about the rift at the Blood Grove is that at that point you can basically blitz through a lot of the remaining stuff and get to... Whoops, I didn't sell that. Get to the rest of the main campaign pretty easily, so it's not really a huge deal to get to the rest of it, because running through the remainder of the content isn't that difficult if you need something past there. So also keep that in mind. It's just not that difficult to do, because the Astrakarn Valley has very little to do in it. There's one quest you may need to do in there, but otherwise... And of course the Path of the Three, if you wind up doing that. I probably will. Again, I am not level 100, so we'll be doing that for this character. But, oops. What I need to do is... How many Aether Crystals do I have? Am I going to need to farm these? Probably, actually. What's-her-face hasn't died yet, so... But those are really your minimum requirements in terms of rifts that you will need to get. Or that you should be at anyways. So just keep that in mind. Are these level? No. Yes. Okay. Couldn't remember my shoes for a second there. Alright, how many... Total Aether Crystals, 0. Excellent. Alrighty then. I'll need to farm those, but I don't have to do that on camera. What I'm basically going to be doing is pulling out the points out of the Messenger of War, then the Viper, then the Lizard. Well, pull them out of the Messenger of War, then go into the Ghoul, pull them out of the Viper and the Lizard, and we're in great shape to switch over to good old Blind Sage here, after grabbing the hammer for the additional purple points we need. You'll see the fruits of that labor next episode. So, yeah, in the meantime, thank you all very much for joining me, and if you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions, what have you, please leave them down in the comment section below. I love to read them, and thank you all very much for joining me, and have a great 24 hours.